The stations of KUAM, proud sponsor of the 12th Festival of Pacific Arts, Guam 2016. What we own, what we have, what we share, united voice of the Pacific.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&D.
KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust, serving Micronesia for over 75 years. Matson Navigation, proud sponsor of FestPac 2016. Cars Plus, Dodge Challenger, the undisputed champion. IP&E, fueling excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. Pacific Solar, and King's Restaurant.
Crystal Paco reports tonight on a tragic end to Smoking Wheels.
Nestor Locanto has the latest on repairs to the island's power system.
And our King Continua has election news and the results of a recent poll. Good evening, Guam and Hapaday. What was guaranteed to be an action-packed weekend for racers and auto enthusiasts alike ended in tragedy.
As Crystal Paco reports, 2 men working the track were rushed to the hospital late Sunday afternoon, where 1 man died shortly after from internal injuries. Here's more.
It's the most anticipated racing event of the year. For 3 straight days, racers from all over the world and here at home put the pedal to the metal, both in the dirt and on the asphalt for Smokin' Wheels weekend at the Guam International Raceway Park in Jigo. The event, however, ended abruptly Sunday afternoon in the midst of the Mini-Mid All-ATV endurance race. According to Guam Fire Department spokesperson Kevin Riley, medics who were on standby responded to a motor vehicle crash with injuries just after 5 p.m. 2 patients were treated and transported to the Guam Regional Medical City in Dededo. Both were conscious and alert at the scene and en route. That wasn't the case for long, however. Hospital spokesperson Kevin Kerrigan confirms 1 patient was pronounced dead at 7:08 p.m. KUAM News has confirmed with family members that one of the men passed away from internal injuries. He was identified as Jesse Solis of Agate. The second patient, meanwhile, remains in stable condition in the intensive care unit. According to a witness, one of the buggies hit a guardrail and was turned on its side. Officials responded to help and issued a local caution, or a yellow flag in the area of the track. More officials in their utility task vehicles, or UTVs, responded to assist. One was parked on the track to block the area, but another buggy took a turn too fast and sideswept one of the UTVs, leaving 2 injured. According to Guam Police Department spokesperson Captain Kim Santos, GPD has launched an investigation. KUAM awaits an official release from event organizers. An autopsy is also anticipated to be conducted on Tuesday. According to their official website, the 34th Guam Smokin' Wheels is an internationally acclaimed series of races in April, featuring over 40 drivers from all over the world, in addition to local racers. In total, there were 200 competitors of varying ages. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Crystal Paco.
Elsewhere tonight, a man caught on camera robbing a Tumuning game room earlier this month has been picked up by police. 40-year-old Joseph Mendiola is believed to be the suspect seen holding a black pistol and demanding money from the establishment, specifically the Game Time game room cashier. The staffer complied and the suspect made off with over $1,500. The establishment's owner turned to social media for help identifying the man. Although Mendiola initially denied the allegations, documents state he later confessed to the crime. He was booked and confined.
The Attorney General's office efforts to hire an independent prosecutor to further investigate illegal retroactive bonuses paid to more than 100 Adelup staffers are on hold. Today, the AG's office issued a notice of stay of the procurement following the filing of a protest. According to the stay, the AG's office will not proceed until the matter is resolved.
Well, you have until midnight tonight to file your 2015 individual income tax returns. While hundreds of people made their way to the 2 satellite stations up north at the Micronesia Mall and centrally at the Uganda Shopping Center last Friday and today, our friends at Rev & Tax were inundated with last-minute filers. Here's Entity Director John Camacho.
I encourage people to actually file today and pay whatever they can, and if they need additional time to gather their records or gather your records, so basically you can file an extension today, Form 4868, to avoid the failure to file penalty.
Camacho says a majority of people filing today either had to pay taxes or were filing for extensions. You can also file online for an extension or pay at guamtax.com. A drop box is also available in front of the Barrigada Heights Agency for those who wish to file after 5 p.m., which clearly is already passed. Any forms dropped in the box after midnight will be considered filed after the due date.
The Guam Power Authority is in much better shape now to prevent the load shedding that occurred last week.
And as our Nestor Lecanto reports, 66 megawatts of much-needed baseload capacity is slowly being brought online as the overhaul of Cabras 2 is now complete.
We were most especially vulnerable with the Cabras number 2 undergoing its overhaul.
GPA General Manager John Benavente says now maintenance work can be done to several other units that tripped off last week, like the 44 megawatt MEC 9 and 8 generators. Last week's series of trip-offs fueled speculation that the generators are being pushed to their limits.
When you don't have any capacity at all, then you have to run what you can. You don't run it to the point where you're going to break it or you knowingly break it, but you run the machines as necessary.
Ideally, GPA would like to have about 170 megawatts in reserve. Benavente says last week it had 0. He says GPA is working to have adequate reserves by the end of the year by pressing old units like the 40 megawatt Dedido combustion turbine back into service. Of course, it all began with the August 31st explosion last year of the combined 120 megawatt Cabras units.
The only missing link here is really what are we going to do yet with Cabras number 3 and 4.
Benavente says it's in the hands of their insurance adjuster to cover what could be up to $40 million in repairs. And if insurance doesn't cover it all, GPA will have to weigh its options.
Is this really our best interest to put the repair, or is it our best interest to do something else that will last so long, that we will keep around in the system for a long time?
He adds that a final determination has not been made on what really caused the explosion in the first place. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
In other island news headlines, while they did not have full backup power capability for more than a decade, the Port Authority is now powered up as the agency recently installed more than a handful of new prime power generators. GM Joanne Brown says while they were concerned over the power capabilities following the explosion of the Cabras 3 and 4 power plants last year, these new generators will help GPA with their interruptible load plan by going offline from the island-wide power grid, so power may be provided to island consumers.
We have 7 new generators that were installed, and of course with the yard expansion that we had with the DOD funding that was administered by Merit, we had the installation of Load Center 5. So the port currently has 5 load centers, and for the first time in like 13 years, this is the first time that the port has had full backup capability. So we are able now to go offline.
The procurement of these new generators, says Brown, took over a 2-year period and were procured through GSA. The generators were funded by the Port Security Grant Program and the Guam Commercial Port Improvement Project at a cost of $2 million. The port ignited the generators over the past 3 days during the peak hours of 3 p.m. to 10 p.m.
A flight headed to Taipei with Governor Eddie Calvo on board had to make an emergency landing last night. Guam International Airport Authority acting spokesperson Alfred Koshiba tells KUAM a China Airlines flight had to make a, quote, air return because the captain indicated cabin pressure issues with the aircraft. She says more than an hour into the flight, the aircraft returned to Guam at 5:25 p.m. The flight landed without any incident. The flight was carrying 122 people, including GITA Administrator Jay Rojas. The governor was joining GITA on a trade mission to meet with off-island investors. GITA officials say the trip was a follow-up to an earlier trade mission last November, where the Guam delegation met with investors to discuss power, agricultural, and healthcare options. Following the emergency landing, GITA Deputy Administrator Mana Silva Tyron says Governor Calvo opted out of the trip to Taipei.
Well, while candidates can only begin filing with the Guam Election Commission on Tuesday, a possible preview of Decision 2016 has already been released. Our Ken Quintanilla has more in this next story on a new student poll on who hundreds of people believe this year will be elected.
It's the first of many polls that will be released leading up to the primary and general elections.
Usually in the spring before the fall elections, we do a little, where do people stand kind of poll. And this was a poll done by several of our classes just to take a look at, where the candidates are or who's potentially going to run.
And according to political analyst at University of Guam, Professor Ron McNinch, if this new student poll is any indication, this election may be, quote, pretty routine. McNinch's data analysis and research method classes surveyed 460 registered voters between April 8th and April 15th. Voters were split evenly between gender, with half over and under the age of 40. No cues or names were provided for this very first poll.
I think it'll help to dispel the myth that the incumbents are under a lot of scrutiny right now, because they're really not. I mean, there's some questions about their pay, questions about format, but in general, in the legislature, the incumbents are very well positioned.
When asked who they believe will be elected to the Guam legislature, Senator Michael San Nicolas came out on top with 96 votes. He's followed by Senator Frank Uggan Jr. with 80 votes. The rest of the top 10 were B.J. Cruz, Judy Wampat, Tony Atta, Dennis Rodriguez Jr., Jim Espaldon, Tina Mooney Barnes, Narissa Underwood, and Rory Respicio.
Traditionally, in this poll, the top 10 handily are elected in the fall.
Congresswoman Madeline Bordalio, meanwhile, received an overwhelming 309 votes to remain as Guam's delegate. Potential opponents, former Governor Felix Camacho, received 63 votes, and Margaret Metcalf with 19 votes.
It's going to be interesting to see how the two Republicans match up for their opinions.
Former DOI Assistant Secretary Tony Babalta also received 12 votes for Congress. And while it won't happen until 2018, for the gubernatorial race, Senator Frank Uggan Jr. received the most votes on the Democratic side with 102, whereas Lieutenant Governor Ray Tenorio got 51 votes for the Republicans. In the meantime, voters were also asked to weigh in on Guam's political status plebiscite. Among those surveyed, 256 people voted for statehood as a preferred status option. Independents followed with 47 votes, free association with 34, and status quo at 11 votes.
And interestingly enough, when we talk about political status, the more we talk about it, the better it is for everybody. That's part of the education process.
The next poll will be done in 2 or 3 months. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Ken Quintaniza.
Well, it's time to take a quick commercial break, but when we come back, Isabaza reports on the future effects of climate change on the island.
Plus, legislation has been introduced related to the Family Medical Leave Act. Stay tuned. You're watching KUAM.
Stay connected to the world at home from everywhere you are. Get the KUAM News app for the latest in local news, videos, sports, streaming, Isla 63 AM, weather, and more. Available for free now at the iTunes App Store or Google Play.
When we face an uncertain path, when we struggle with life's challenges, and when the unexpected happens,
it's a beautiful day.
We rely on the people we trust,
It's a beautiful,
who we can always count on,
beautiful day.
and the ones who give us the most care throughout the years. Rely on Calvo's Select Care to give you the comfort and security you need
It's a beautiful day.
wherever you are. Calvo's Select Care, healthcare that's always there for you.
When you come to Chuck E. Cheese's, you can see what's new.
New fun! New game! New cousin!
What's new?
New awesomeness!
Where a kid can't be a kid.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
Spring into summer savings with Triple J Auto Group. Hot deals and up to $1,000 cash back just in time for summer spending. Get unbelievable deals in all 2015 and 2016 models. Hondas, Acuras, Fords, Mazdas, Lincolns, Volvos, Kias, and used cars. New cars as low as $98 per paycheck and used cars as low as $85 per paycheck. Now's the time to buy during Triple J's Spring into Summer Sales event. Get pre-approved instantly at carsguam.com. Trade-ins welcome. Some conditions apply. See dealer for details. Triple J Auto Group. Customers first.
Follow KUAM News on Twitter or become a fan on Facebook to get all your daily headlines from Guam's News Network.
Welcome back, everybody. You are watching KUAM. Legislation has been introduced to accommodate working families and promote parental involvement with their kids. As today, Senator Brant McCready introduced Bill 298 related to the Family and Medical Leave Act and Child School-Related Leave. While there is already a federal Family Medical Leave Act, this bill would be tailored to Guam.
So now if you're a part-time employee, it's not paid leave. It's just leave that you have if you occur 1,000 hours as a part-time employee. So I think this is it's a first on Guam, and I think it's something that will help all employees and make sure that if anything happens within their family, that they're protected and they can take care of sick or loved ones.
Bill 298 provides 12 work weeks of unpaid leave per year and guarantees job protection and continuance of health insurance for employees who need time off from work. The bill also provides 40 hours of unpaid leave per year or 8 hours per month for parents who need time off from work to enroll their kids in school, address a school emergency, or participate in school-related activities. The bill is co-sponsored by 12 other senators.
Tired of waiting for a public hearing to be scheduled, Senator Dennis Rodriguez Jr. decided to hold one himself on a trio of his bills that were referred to the Committee on Finance, chaired by Senator Michael San Nicolas. Rodriguez says his Bill 184, which would provide incentive pay for environmental public health officers within the Division of Environmental Health, has been sitting in San Nicolas's committee for 7 months. His two other bills, 249 and 271, were also referred to the same committee. Rodriguez says as a senator, they should be able to get the public's input and, quote, not have one senator suppress the public's voice. He adds, just because you may not like the bill doesn't mean you can just hold it and not let it see the light of day, end quote. Rodriguez says while he proceeded to accept testimony during the hearing today, it was not broadcast. He says there are other legislative procedural options he's exploring to move the bills to session floor. Now, in response, San Nicolas tells KUAM it's disturbing that Senator Rodriguez has, quote, complete disregard for rules and procedures and wants to move forward regardless. He adds the reason he hasn't held a public hearing is because there's no money to fund these proposals. He says, quote, the hospital under Rodriguez's watch is collapsing and he still wants to go and give pay increases. He says once there is funding, he would have scheduled a public hearing.
Well, it's been now 4 months since GMH has had a functioning board of trustees after 3 members resigned last December. The legislature then held a confirmation hearing for 3 executive appointees today, Eloy Lezama, Lillian Perez-Posadas, and Melissa Weibel. The aforementioned Senator Dennis Rodriguez Jr. said the delay allowed Governor Calvo's Hospital Management Advisory Team to produce a report.
And it seems that with their group, I believe it's the HMAT that they have put together, that we should be expecting a report soon from them. But you know, we feel that it's also a time that your expertise and your contribution now also be put into that mix.
All 3 explained how their medical, business, or finance expertise could be used to aid the hospital. The hearing also discussed a bill providing relief to healthcare providers, the Medically Indigent Program, and Medicaid by authorizing the offset of business privilege taxes against past due billings.
It's new scientific research that is not yet publicly available and predicts the future effects of climate change in Guam by the end of the century. Issa Baza has more.
What was once considered theory is now considered fact. Global warming and climate change are affecting the world. But how will it affect us here in Guam? Scientists Shunchi Zhang and Yuqing Wang at the University of Hawaii at Manoa have been conducting research to answer exactly that. Colleague and research fellow Victoria Keener.
So in terms of temperature, the temperature increase projected for Guam at the end of the century was about ranged from 3 degrees Fahrenheit increase from current average temperatures in the low scenario to about 6 degrees in the high scenario.
The study looked at 2 possibilities. The first is a best case or low emission scenario, and the second a worst case or high emission scenario. While both projections showed Guam getting warmer by 2099, the predicted number of storms differ significantly. In the low emission scenario, the number of storms seemed to stay the same, although they generated further east.
However, in the bad case future, the higher emission scenario, they actually found that the number of storms per year would go significantly down.
In the high emission scenario, average yearly rainfall also decreased.
So there wasn't that much change in the low future for precipitation, but in the high emissions future, they actually saw that it was getting drier by about 10 to 20%.
With any study, there's always an element of uncertainty, not only relative to the research, but also to how humanity will respond to climate change in the future. Keener said by developing a climate change framework, Guam is on the right path.
That really gives the island a great chance to incorporate this and other types of data and science and information and policy to really help create a sustainable future for the island.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Issa Baza.
Just in time for summer, the Aganu pool will be open starting tomorrow. According to Parks and Recreations Director Robert Lizama, the pool closed back in August for motor repairs. During its closure, they were also able to make $270,000 in renovations, which include the installation of new lanes, tiles, fresh paint, and lights. The project was funded through hotel occupancy, tax funds, and gaming money. To purchase a pool pass, call or visit Parks and Recs at their office in Agani Heights.
And also tonight, the annual Liberation Carnival will have a new home this year. Although Paseo was decided on back in February due to limited parking space and preparation for FestPac, organizers decided it would not be feasible to have it there. Now, according to Mayor's Council President and Agani Heights Mayor Paul McDonald, the carnival will be at Ipoh Beach, otherwise known as Governor Joseph Flores Memorial Park in Tumon. McDonald says the area provides more space for vendors and parking and should also bring in more revenue. The carnival begins the weekend after FestPac, which ends on June 4th.
Stay tuned. Sports is next with Chris Brennan.
Introducing Pizza Hut's first $7.99 flavor menu. Just $7.99 each when you order 2 or more. Say yes to a medium one-topping pizza. Yes to Wing Street Wings. Yes to new stuffed garlic knots. And much more. It's easy to say yes to our first ever $7.99 flavor menu. Only at Pizza Hut.
The spring clearance event is on at Cars Plus and Mighty. Now's a great time to save thousands on new Hyundais, like the 2016 Hyundai Accent, starting at $12,995 or as low as $79 per paycheck. The Accent gets 38 mpg on the highway, is USB and iPod compatible, and comes with a Bluetooth hands-free phone system. Plus, every new Hyundai comes with Guam's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000 miles. It's Cars Plus spring clearance event going on now in Mighty. See our entire inventory online at carsplusguam.com. Cars Plus, driven by you.
Hurry in to the GTA Smartphone Super Sale event. We've dropped our prices on our most popular smartphones, like the Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge, starting at $49. Save up to $300 on the S6 Edge Plus and Galaxy Note 5. Or get the Galaxy S6 starting at free. But that's not all. Find more amazing deals on your favorite devices at the GTA Smartphone Super Sale event. Check us out before it's too late. GTA, your island, your network.
Blacksmithing. Precise, essential, timeless. Forging its place in history from one generation to another. Molding, shaping, transforming the ordinary into art. Each strike, each spark ignites a story of who I am, who we were, and who we are as a community, as Pacific Islanders. At the 2016 Festival of Pacific Arts,
we will share our story.
When your favorite KFC chicken meets your favorite potato chip, you'll get chicken like you've never had before. Introducing KFC's Crispy Potato Chip Chicken, made with real potato chips. A combination of 2 favorites that tastes great together. Try it today. KFC's Crispy Potato Chip Chicken. It's finger looking good.
So what's the next one up? Says it's a Buick.
Wow, that doesn't look like a Buick. So your dad let you borrow the...
Buick, Mr. Simmons. And it's got a 5-star overall safety rating.
I don't think that's what he's worried about. I bet you haven't seen anything like it.
It's a Buick.
I'm what you'd call an early adopter.
Visit AutoSpot Buick today for great offers. We are your Buick dealer of Guam.
Hapaday Guam, Chris Barnett with sports, and as always, the biggest show ever starts right now. So let's get right to it, kicking it off with some law enforcement friendship softball action. Law enforcement goodwill softball tournament action now from the Agani Heights field with Guam Customs, GPD, the courts, and DOC taking on visiting Brothers in Blue from the CNMI and Palau. Some sweet swings over the weekend. A couple of pretty good games between GPD and Customs, with Customs beating GPD 16-13 Saturday, but GPD getting sweet revenge Sunday with a 17-0 whooping of Customs, putting them right into the tourney championship game against DOC for the Law Enforcement Cup. And it was DOC winning the title, edging GPD, with the score looking like a football game, 13-10. With Guam Customs winning the Perpetual Cup Friday night. Not really sure what the Perpetual Cup is, but it sounds very perpetual. Smoking wheels, how about smoking food trucks? Meals on Wheels out in force at the Guam International Raceway in Jigo. Hey, you know what I'd love to see? A food truck drag race. Now that would be something. Drag races, though, real ones for the 34th APL Smoking Wheels. Let's get you results. Pro Comp. Ken Abbott takes first in a Nissan Sentra SER. Second, Gil Presto in a Civic. And third, to Jaron Same, also in a Civic EG Hatch. Super Mod Class. James Arkey first place in the Lex. John Penaflor second in the Mustang GT. Third, Doris Green in the Hilux Mod Class. First, Ken Castro. Ed Encina second. JR Cruz third. Yep, Mod Class ruled top 3 spots, all Toyota Hilux. Motorcycle, Jesse Leon Guerrero first on the Suzuki GSXR 1000. Second, Josh Trinidad on the Beamer, and Arla Manzania third on a Suzuki 1000 as well. Best reaction time, Ken Abbott with a reaction time of 0.5009. Now remember, a perfect reaction time is 0.5000. So, damn, Ken Abbott. Quite the reactor. Motocross at Duro now, where it was Sean Leponovich. Ironman Sean taking first overall after trailing the team of JR Cepeda and Taketaro Atsuta. With about 30 minutes to go, Leponovich able to pass the team when they pitted to make a driver change. So Leponovich, the big winner, with a time of 2 hours, 2 minutes, 12 seconds, with Cepeda Atsuta taking second with a 2 hour, 2 minutes, 34 second time. And Shane Morrison and Nick Yashihiro taking third. And Lil Johnny Uggan and Nolan Miner taking fourth.
We got this, Mom!
In the off-road buggy enduro, it was a case of 6 times a charm for Japan's Ikuyo Hanawa as he won the off-road enduro buggies and trucks race for a Smoking Wheels record 6th time. As you may recall, local drivers said Hanawa was the man to beat, and boy, were they right. A father-son team of the Joey Chrysostomos did not finish the race due to transmission problems to their buggy. So better luck next year, guys. Mud Drags, 34 to 36-inch tire class. First place, Romeo Padama in a 97 Toyota 4Runner. Second place, Nate Adrosa, 2010 Jeep Wrangler. Third place, Andy Mendiola, 2011 Tacoma on the 37 to 40-inch tire class. First place, Romeo Padama in a 96 Tacoma this time. Second place, John Sampson with a 95 Tacoma. Third place, Shao Terrius, 99 Jeep Wrangler, 41 inches and up. First place, Rich Uggan in a 90 Toyota pickup. Second place, Nick Beneventi, 91 Toyota. And third place, Soel Terrius with a 2005 Jeep Wrangler. And I know these guys are doing, they're cleaning that undercarriage today, huh? The Jack Daniels Smoking Grills comp at Smoking Wheels. Now, don't even try and tell me barbecuing isn't a sport. If barbecue was in the Olympics, Guam would definitely win the gold medal. And it was a very tough field as Guam's best grillers showed us their tongs. Hey, it ain't burnt, it's caramelized. And of course, Jack Daniels, a mandatory ingredient in 3 categories of pork, chicken, and beef. And the winners, GCC taking first in pork. Triple J taking first in chicken. And Balatu showed us where's the beef, taking first place. Overall winners, Team GCC. Hey, a big nod to their culinary program. Balatu taking second overall, and Team Adobo third place overall. And hey, Team Hot Mess, they had a very tasty message for us.
We got this one!
And of course, a somber shadow cast over an otherwise great weekend at Smoking Wheels. Our hearts, thoughts, and prayers going out to the families and friends of those involved in that tragic accident. All right. That being said, anything sports, you hit up our sports director, Dave Delgado, on the EM show at KUAM.com. That show without the W. But you know me, I hope you get that dub, man. My name is Chris Barnett. You keep on shining, Guam. Adios.
Take a look around you, everything it has a beat, from the people all around to the walls of concrete. There's a rhythm, there's a flow, there's a stop, there's a go. If you never paid attention, then maybe you didn't know. Everything is moving to a relative time, you can always count it out. There's a reason and a rhyme, you will make me feel alive, like the music so sweet. So cut up your seat, just feel the beat. Just feel the beat, yeah. Just feel the beat. Hey.
These used cars are Nissan certified, and let me show you why I stand behind every used car that we sell. First, our certified technicians inspect every used car to make sure it's safe, reliable, and mechanically sound. Then any scratches and dings are given first-class treatment at our body shop. And after thorough detailing inside and out, the car is ready for sale. At a price that's always below Blue Book. That makes Nissan used cars your best buy.
The new Money Monopoly game is at McDonald's. With 100 million food and cash prizes, 1 in 4 wins.
100 million prizes. That's more prizes than all the Scottish Terriers in the U.S.
More prizes, more chances to win. Just peel, win instantly.
Yeah, I just won $50. Just won a quarter pounder with cheese.
Or collect pieces for a chance at $1 million and other cash prizes.
What?
The new Money Monopoly game at McDonald's. 100 million prizes, 1 in 4 wins. You could be the one.
Smiling is a natural response to joy, happiness, and excitement. Your smile reveals a lot about who you are. A healthy, beautiful smile can brighten your appearance and be an invitation to conversation and friendship. It is often one of the first things people notice about you. Now, thanks to the advancements in dentistry, you can have the smile you have always wanted, giving you an improved smile that looks and feels great.
My silver fillings that I have, they're getting older in my mouth and I need to replace them. So I've started to do that and I've replaced them with the white fillings. And I've had really great success with that. It looks good, they feel natural, and it kind of goes hand in hand with the bleaching. I want a white look all around my mouth.
There are a lot of people to wish a happy birthday to, so let's get right to it. The newest members of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club, everybody, and they are led off by Jenny Castro. Happy birthday to my one and only sister from Lori and the kids.
Celebrating his 15th birthday is Philip Onodera Kenga from your GU and SF family.
Happy 9th birthday to Justin Lee from your parents.
Happy 3rd birthday going out to Thomas J. Parrish Cruz from Mom, Dad, your sister Zoe Jane Cruz.
It is also a happy birthday to Layla Regis. Layla, the Eric Clapton song.
And happy 26th birthday going out to Robbie Villanueva from your wife, kids, and family. We love you.
It's a happy 7th birthday, and the mommy of Caden sends this special birthday wish.
All right, and happy belated birthday going out to Vivian Quintanilla Gunn. From all of your children, grands, and familia here on Guam.
Also celebrating her birthday over the weekend is Aliana Metcalf, who had her 4th birthday. This comes from mommy, daddy, and little sister.
And happy birthday going out to Richard and Robert Blas Kitchitu. Love your mom, sister, and family.
Happy birthday to AJ, otherwise known as Anthony J.B. Sinicolas, from your family.
And finally, happy birthday to Kamanalyn Fonseca. Love your family.
All right, everybody, go online and register your birthday celebrants, then tune in. Stay tuned, speaking of, because KUAM News Extra is next.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&D.
This is KUAM News Extra. Thanks so much for watching. We start the show with news from the business sector as Nestor Lecanto has an update on what is happening with the debate over foreign labor.
Business Matters, presented by the Guamanian MAGAZINE.
More than a month after publicly airing their concerns, local officials, including the governor and the congresswoman, still question what they see as an increase in denials of H-2 visa applications and an overall slowdown in processing by the U.S. Citizen and Immigration Service. But in a statement, USCIS denied any change in policy and explained that both the California and Vermont service centers have undergone recent staff changes, and officers new to H-2B adjudication are in training. Still, Guam's Alien Labor Processing Division Chief Greg Massey says there must be more to it.
I'm in a position to say that something's happening because if you've had almost 100% approval rate this time last year and 100% denial rate this time this year, then obviously something's wrong. And we are seeing at this point from December to now 100% denial.
Massey says there's also been an unusually high number of requests for evidence, which he says are typically precursors to denial. USCIS maintains that a temporary increase in the number of RFEs will occur as officers familiarize themselves with a new type of adjudication. USCIS says an increase in RFEs should not be viewed as a change in existing practice. It simply reflects the extra care new officers are taking. But Massey says that still doesn't explain the denial rate.
For the most part, I'd say, God, maybe 1 out of 100, would be denied, and maybe that's because you didn't respond correctly or whatever. But there wasn't anything systemic. Right now, it's we feel that it is systemic because from December until now, we haven't seen one single H-2 approval, which is unheard of.
Massey says Guam needs thousands of foreign workers, mostly for the construction trade, but even the new hospital has a shortage of nurses. He says should they be forced to go home or new applications are not approved, the impact can be serious.
Possibly companies shutting down, those that can't source enough local skilled labor. Definitely there's going to be delays in any construction project, that's using any foreign workers. You're going to see a lot of employers lose a lot of money, repatriate, sending workers home. Program-wise, the federal wheels move slowly. We may be talking months or a year. Contractors really don't have that. The ones that are engaged right now don't really have that much time before they really lose, and especially the nurses at the hospital. Once the denial happens, these workers now don't have status. And so they're starting to accrue what's called unlawful presence. And if you accrue too much unlawful presence, then that might affect any visas that, in the future.
Massey says the Defense Department would be the most affected, but while the Department of Navy says it is aware of the concerns, it released its own statement saying there is currently no immediate worker-related impact to its construction projects. But Massey still hopes the Defense Department will intercede and help fast-track a resolution with USCIS.
You're going to need that federal agency to federal agency interaction. On a local to federal, there's only so much we can do.
Massey is curious why the USCIS is, quote, nitpicking over some really obscure terms that it never did before. Because of that, GovGuam is seeking reassurance it won't be left vulnerable to what it believes may be future bureaucratic whims.
In the long term, though, we are going to need kind of a legislative fix because what happens when they hire new examiners again? Are we going to come into this pattern of denials? We want to make sure that doesn't happen, especially when we're in the middle of the buildup and all of these projects are kind of going to be time sensitive.
For KUAM's Business Matters, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
Business Matters, presented by the Guamanian MAGAZINE.
Do stay tuned. Extra returns after this.
This program is brought to you by GTA, your island, your network.
Hurry in to the GTA Smartphone Super Sale event. We've dropped our prices on our most popular smartphones, like the Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge, starting at $49. Save up to $300 on the S6 Edge Plus and Galaxy Note 5. Or get the Galaxy S6 starting at free. But that's not all. Find more amazing deals on your favorite devices at the GTA Smartphone Super Sale event. Check us out before it's too late. GTA, your island, your network.
What's the internet saying about the quesalupa?
I have romantic feelings for the quesalupa. Oh, my. Quesalupa for president. I saw a picture of a quesalupa in a newspaper, and it made me pick up a newspaper. Yo, the quesalupa is banging. Yeah. About to ascend to food heaven on the cheese-filled wings of the angels.
Taste what the internet is raving about. The quesalupa from Taco Bell.
The spring clearance event is on at Cars Plus and Mighty. Now's a great time to save thousands on new Hyundais, like the 2016 Hyundai Accent, starting at $12,995 or as low as $79 per paycheck. The Accent gets 38 mpg on the highway, is USB and iPod compatible, and comes with a Bluetooth hands-free phone system. Plus, every new Hyundai comes with Guam's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000 miles. It's Cars Plus spring clearance event going on now in Mighty. See our entire inventory online at carsplusguam.com. Cars Plus, driven by you.
Ruby Tuesday now gives you more for lunch. Endless trips to the Fresh Garden Bar, plus add-ons, mini combinations, and even new meal options. It's the new lunchtime menu, available Monday to Friday until 2 p.m., only at Ruby Tuesday.
All right, everybody, all the world's a stage, and if you would like to be a part of the production of Miss Saigon, there are auditions, and Margie and Ernest are here, and we are talking about the latest production.
Yes.
Hit Guam State. Okay, Miss Saigon, wildly popular. Ernest, how can people get involved? Because you guys are still taking auditions right now.
Absolutely. They can come to auditions this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the Agana Shopping Center. Friday will be auditioning at 7 p.m. On Saturday and Sunday, we will have 2 auditions in the day. One will be at 10 a.m. when Agana Shopping Center opens, and at 7 p.m. again in the evening for both Saturday and Sunday.
All right. Well, Margie, you of course are the choreographer, the master choreographer. So what kind of dance skills do people need, and like what? How do they prepare to wow you?
Well, during the audition, what I do is I teach a combination, but I explain that in the show we're going to have simple choreography to difficult choreography. So there's a range. So everybody doesn't have to do the difficult. They could be in the simple. So during the auditions, I'm looking for how fast they pick up, if they can move, because the singing and acting is more important in this show than dancing. So I just watch and see if they can move naturally.
Now, Margie is a professional, everybody, as is Ernest and everything. So if you're going to do like the simple one, even if you're, if you're going to sandbag, for lack of a better term, you better crush it though.
Yes, of course.
Of course. And Margie is very, very good at teaching. So she's used to teaching people of different levels, as am I. So we're going to have workshops in dance and in singing and in acting. And Claire Calvo is part of it. So she'll be also doing a whole bunch of acting exercises and workshops. Yeah.
Now you, Ernest, you've directed and you've been creative director for, plays all the way from, the Disney productions, and you said you've worked with little kids, you worked with like people that are already on the level of professional acting. You've worked with the Manamku. What makes Miss Saigon such a challenging production to bring to the stage?
I think every show has got its obstacles and its challenges, but for this one, I think the level that we're really trying to push people to to aspire to is at a world-class level. So we're trying to bring in some celebrities. We won't say any names yet, but maybe Lea Salonga.
Maybe somebody with a Disney connection.
Maybe. She was the original Kim from Miss Saigon. She might make an appearance, who knows? But we're still negotiating that. But we want to bring it to the level where Guam can be very, very appreciative of that type of level of ability. So, and there's no difference between us and the people in New York City. It's just, we want, the difference is they make the decision to try to do it that way. So
if you have the passion for performing, it comes out regardless where you are.
Yeah, exactly. No matter where you are. So, so we want to do that. And we have the professionals that can help train the people to do that. So it's going to be a really fun, intense, and enjoyable experience.
Intense, but enjoyable.
Enjoyable, absolutely.
Okay, well, Margie, final question is yours. If people want to audition, should they bring music to audition, and should they prepare a piece from the play itself, or can they basically do like anything as long as they perform solo?
Well, according to our expert, when you first audition, you don't sing songs from the play or the musical. You sing a different song.
We want to see a range
from a different Broadway musical.
Okay.
From a different.
Yeah, but you bring one song, you bring one minute monologue or 30-second monologue, and then you do a dance portion.
Right.
Yeah, and then Max Ronquillo is also part of it, and he's our Guam Territorial Band orchestral director. So they'll be playing for us, and he'll also be judging. So,
so you are going to see if people can really pull off the trifecta.
Absolutely.
Yes.
All right.
And so you do have to prepare, but the dancing portion you'll learn there, and I will coach them in what I'm looking for.
And again, it's a fun afternoon.
It is.
It's been fun. We had one this past weekend. We had 43 auditioners.
Very nice.
And so hopefully this weekend we'll get more.
Yes.
All right. Well, we will be there too, because we are going to cover that for you, and we cannot wait.
Oh, thank you.
You guys always put on a great show. So thank you both.
Thank you.
We'll see you there. Okay. Please stay tuned, everybody, because we'll see you on the flip side of this commercial break.
Road again, moving on forward. 6 stones won't break a bone. We're in the car on a highway. It's so magical, feeling that no one's got home. You're a catalyst to your happiness, you know. This is your home, it's your life, it's what we've done. In a whole wide world, it's
Insure your auto or home with Alpha Insurers and get more chances to win awesome prizes with Alpha's Switch, Spin, and Win. Alpha Insurers will draw 3 winners every week and 1 monthly grand prize winner to spin Alpha's prize wheel for a chance to win an iPad mini, flat screen TV, gas cards, and so much more. Just switch or renew your auto or home insurance with Alpha Insurers and you automatically qualify. It's that easy. Call 477-8701 or 637-8833 for more details, and you could be a winner for Alpha's Switch, Spin, and Win.
Most fast food places use formulas to create their combos, but all that math doesn't always equal something tasty. At my place, you can get a mouth-watering sourdough bacon ranch combo. A full-size beef patty, bacon, and creamy ranch sauce on toasted sourdough bread, plus hot and salty fries and a drink for just $4.99. Because flavor always beats formulas. Sourdough bacon ranch combo, just $4.99 for a limited time. Combo's done my way.
There are many outstanding island educators right here on Guam, but there can only be one that is the Teacher of the Year. Now, this is someone who is truly, truly amazing at their job, and this is far beyond me to pick. So I've brought in 2 friends of mine. We have John Fernandez and Noel Enriquez from the Department of Education and the Foundation for Public Education, respectively. Gentlemen, we are talking about the Teacher of the Year Award and the gala leading up to that. So Hafide, welcome to the studio.
Hafide, Jason.
Okay, John, tell us about the award, and obviously it's pretty self-explanatory. It celebrates someone who had dedicated their life to the commitment of teaching and to raising young people the right way and everything like that. But what criteria goes into Teacher of the Year?
Oh, first of all, this is part of a national program. So there's a National Teacher of the Year that gets selected every year, And the president is actually the one who in May will announce the National Teacher of the Year. So every year, states as well as Guam and other territories will select our Teacher of the Year and then send them to compete and represent the island. And so we're looking for teachers obviously we want experienced teachers. So the criteria is you have to at least serve 5 years in the Department of Education. But along with that, you've been an inspiration to your students, you're active in the community, you are carrying out the meeting the instructional expectations in the department and so forth. So every year we put out the call for Teachers of the Year, and we go through a rigorous process where former Teachers of the Year are the ones who actually go through the selection process and evaluate this newest member of their prestigious group. And they go through an application, interview process, and then an in-class observation by this committee before we get to the final winner. So basically, we're looking for the teachers who we know we have a lot of excellent educators, but teachers who are giving their heart and soul to really educating our kids, and ones who can meet the high expectations to be able to go and represent us, alongside all the other 50 state Teachers of the Year and represent Guam in the White House come May. So,
yeah, by no means is this a popularity contest. It is, like you said, it's former winners and it's outstanding island educators really holding their peers to a very high standard and picking the very best of the best.
Right, absolutely. I didn't want to be the one having to make this very tough decision, but I know that the former Teachers of the Year, when they get together, they're really looking very hard to see who that next member of their, again, prestigious club will be. So I think they've set really high expectations, and whoever makes it through that process, we know we've got the Guam Teacher of the Year ready to represent us.
Exactly. So Noel, the Foundation for Public Education is geared towards the very noble mission of ensuring high quality education and making sure that young people are prepared as they go out into the real world. So what does it mean to you to be involved in your organization with an award of this magnitude?
Well, it's part of our mission, and we have actually 3 missions, and really is to support the achievements of the students, to really bring awareness back to the Department of Education that the public school is important to our future, and really where we go on and team up with the Department of Education is our bringing the community support and being a partnership with the community, and also being able to allow the community to donate to DOE so that we can support activities such as the Teacher of the Year event. And we also support other activities out there, including now you get to understand what the schools are doing every quarter. The Pacific Daily News publishes a quarterly bulletin that talks about 10 schools and basically tells the community what's going on, and being able to have the community support the schools a lot better. And again, such as the Teacher of the Year event, this is our signature event for the year. And so it's an honor and a privilege to be able to support the Department of Education in making this event happen.
All right, and, John, you were talking about criteria just a couple moments ago, but how difficult is it? Because, I mean, the responsibilities of, say, an elementary school teacher are vastly different from somebody that's teaching, specifically chemistry, or like a physics teacher, at the high school level and everything like that. So how can you kind of, maybe normalize, if you will, maybe, like the criteria for teachers of different levels?
Well, like I said, I mean, that's why we put together a very prestigious committee of former Teachers of the Year to kind of go
and let
through
them handle it.
Because we've got former secondary teachers, elementary school teachers. We have one representing each level. Now, let me just tell you really quickly about the Teacher of the Year program. We've had this program alive since 1969, but since then, there have only been 17 Teachers of the Year. So over the years, we haven't been consistent in really recognizing excellent teaching. So over the past few years, we've been able to start to make this a regular celebration of teaching in our schools. And we've done one in 2014, 2015. And with the help of the foundation, we're going to make this a regular process so we don't miss any of those years, and we can continue to recognize teachers. So I do want to say thank you to the foundation for supporting our Teachers of the Year with probably around $15,000 in prizes, as well as supporting our Teacher of the Year to go to the White House and meet the president and meet all their colleagues in May. And I believe that's with the support of United Airlines with the ticket to go, and also their expenses. So to be selected Teacher of the Year is an honor, but I'm very grateful for the support of the private sector and the foundation to actually put some prizes and awards and recognition alongside our the bestowing the honor on our Teacher of the Year.
All right. Well, we only have 30 seconds before we got to go to commercial break, but tell us real quick about the gala.
So the gala is on April 28th. It's at the Hyatt. Tickets are $75, and they're being sold by Joyce Crisostomo at Cars Plus,
sure,
a major sponsor. And we're looking forward to just having everybody there to join us and celebrating the teachers and the accomplishments of our department.
All right. Well, John and Noel, thank you very much for being here, and thank you for recognizing outstanding island education.
Thank you.
Yeah, there are many deserving. Certainly, there can only be one, though. So we're interested to see who that's going to be.
Absolutely. Me too.
All right, everybody, please support the Teacher of the Year. If you know a teacher, if you're related to one, tell them thank you for your job. And you know what? Get on Netflix right now. Stream Lean on Me and Stand and Deliver. 2 amazing movies that will get you appreciating quality teaching. We're back after this.
Your community calendar is brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether it's your first meal or your 4th meal, we've got you covered. Taco Bell, live Moss.
Introducing Pizza Hut's first $7.99 flavor menu. Just $7.99 each when you order 2 or more. Say yes to a medium 1-topping pizza. Yes to Wing Street Wings. Yes to new stuffed garlic knots. And much more. It's easy to say yes to our first ever $7.99 flavor menu. Only at Pizza Hut.
The Down Syndrome Association of Guam exists to support families of individuals with Down syndrome. We're a group of parents who have children with Down syndrome and know the joys and challenges of raising them. For more information about the health, development, and education of a child or adult with Down syndrome, please contact Vicky Areola at 472-6114.
Hafaday, the Guam Memorial Hospital Volunteers Association is celebrating its annual Charity Ball Fund Drive at the Hyatt Regency Guam Grand Ballroom on Saturday, April 23, 2016. This year's theme is Action Meets Compassion, Changing Lives. Please join us and help us raise funds to create an environment for healing and recovery for every patient.
Joining us in studio now are talented students from La Voce at Simon Sanchez High School. We have Cecilia and Kevin. Hafaday.
Hafaday.
Okay, so what have you guys got for us, and what type of performing group is La Voce?
We are a choir, and it's a mixture of, all grades from freshmen to seniors. And we were started in 2013 by our conductor, Miss Yuki Shin. And since then, we've just been kind of just singing all types of music, from like a good oldie up to like modern hits from recent movies.
Mm-hmm. So it sounds like you guys, Kevin, have a lot of direct input, and you can say, hey, we can do like a really cool version of this song and everything.
Yeah.
So it's very collaborative?
Yes, we do different versions of songs as well as originals sometimes.
And this kind of thing is very, very popular with the choir movement is very popular, like on YouTube right now.
Yes.
There's one group called Choir, and they cover like a lot of like top 40 hits and everything like that. What's your vocal style, and like how do you guys do things?
I think we sing more of pop and modern songs, as we do some classicals, but not as much as today's hits,
Okay, well, real quick, we are going to go to a performance from your classmates. How can people find out more about you guys? You guys have a Facebook page?
Yes, we do. Kevin, what's our Facebook?
SSHS La Voce.
And then we also have an Instagram. It's SSHS La Voce.
All right, outstanding. So let's take a look now at the musical stylings of La Voce.
You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. Trust in me when I say, oh pretty baby, don't bring me down, I pray. Oh pretty baby, now that I found you, stay and let me love you, baby. Let me love you.
You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. You be like heaven to
As long as love was right, and I thank God I'm alive. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. I love you, baby, and if it's quite alright, I need you, baby, to warm the lonely night. I love you, baby. Trust in me when I say, oh pretty baby, don't bring me down, I pray. Oh pretty baby, now that I found you, stay and let me love you, baby. Let me love you. You're just too good to be true.
Closed captioning is brought to you by